Okay, so it's been a while since I'm making the videos on the Miata, and I guess I'm getting back into it. But anyway, since my last video, a lot have happened. I've gotten a family, I've gotten a child, I've moved a couple of times, you know, a couple of houses, and changed jobs quite a few times. So I didn't really have time to make any videos at all. So, and since then I have what I've done to the car is I have installed a roll bar, as you can see, like right there. If you can see later, maybe, I don't know. I've installed a roll bar, a hot dog roll bar. Kind of regret not making a video on that. And also I've completely replaced the clutch hydraulics with the master cylinder, slave cylinder, and the stainless steel line. So it was a lot easier than I thought. So, but what we're doing today is I am going to replace the soft top with let me show you. As you can see, there's a hole in my soft top. This is like a 20 years old soft top. It comes stock with the car. I got 2 holes on it because, you know, it's been there for a long time, and it's got deteriorated a lot. So I'm gonna replace it with this. This is a Sierra soft top. This is actually a one-piece canvas, so it's like a cloth instead of a vinyl. And I've gotten the color to match the car as well. So this is a dark blue instead of a tan that was originally in the car. Yeah, that's really it. And since that, I've really just been enjoying the car, you know, just driving it, all that stuff. This is another house I've moved to since my last video. Like I said, I've gotten a kid. You know, if you're a father, you know that, you know, once you have a kid, basically she takes all the time from you. So, but again, this is, let me just going through the car once. Okay, let's continue. So again, this is with the top down. Like I said, I've installed a hard top, hot dog roll bar. Did it myself. Didn't do a tutorial videos on it because I didn't really have time, and I just follow. I found another video on YouTube, so I just follow that, and it was quite a bit of work. It was fun doing it, but yeah. So this is how it looks with the top down for now, and also got a new shift knob, but it's a cheap piece of metal. So like I said, I'm gonna replace the top because I've gotten a hole on it. If you can see the thread here, I have re-sewn this myself because the thread have came up. So but instead of fixing it, or if you see the glue residue here, this is really just I put some flex tape on it. It didn't really work out too well because it looks like crap, and I decided to just might as well replace the whole thing since I got time. Shelter in place with coronavirus. So might as well. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I will start by taking out this wind blocker, of course. And then I will. You guys can't see it, but there are a couple of plugs in the back right here. See? Oh, you can kind of see it. Some plugs right there. I'll remove the plug, remove the carpet, and then start from there. And then afterward, I will take out the screws in the front. Basically, take out all the screws from the front, the side, the weather stripping and all that stuff. And just to remove the top. I'm not gonna cut the top because I have a piece of I have a glass back, and there's a piece of nylon strap that goes from here to here. I don't want to accidentally cut it. I want to preserve it so I can reuse it again. But I'm gonna basically unscrew all the screws, remove the bracket, and then just carefully remove the existing top. And yeah, and actually I think there's quite a couple of pieces of rivet that I need to drill out, but we'll see how it goes. So let me go ahead and start. Alright, so I've removed the wind blocker, got some lights in here. So basically next what I'm gonna do is remove these plastic fasteners so I can remove this carpet. What I'm gonna do is use one of these hammers, you know, a nail remover. It works perfectly as one of these plastic fastener remover. Show you. See? It's pop right off. You don't need any crazy tool. I know some people have one of those fastener removal tools. I don't really work on cars, you know, I'm just a home mechanic, so I just use whatever I found in the house. So, but I found that, you know, one of these hook hammer works excellent for stuff like this. So yeah, not sure if I can save this glass. Doubt it though, but since I'm removing the whole thing, might as well just double everything. Yeah. I also bought two wires. I'll show you later. But yeah, I'm gonna remove the wire that's supposed to go through these the top. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna show you later. Right. Okay, as you can see, I've removed all the plastic fasteners on the carpet. The carpet, I didn't remove it all the way. I just removed all the ones and all the back pieces, and I just rolled the carpet forward so it's not in my way. You can remove the whole thing. I'm just being lazy. But it looks pretty clean, just like last time when I do the roll bar. Still looks pretty good. So next what I'm gonna do is, you see those these nuts. I believe they're either 10 mil or 12 millimeter. I think they're, well, basically these nuts are holding this metal piece in place, and there are 3 pieces, one in the center, 3 separate pieces, I would say, and then one on the left, and then same thing on the right. So once you remove all the nuts that hold these this long bracket in place, the whole top should come off on the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And also, if you have, I think for 90 to 97, it's a different plug, but this is for the glass. I have an NB, so this is originally comes with a glass window with the defroster, and this is the plug that goes into this. Hold on a second, see if I can show you this little sleeve right here. This is the connector that goes into the car, so you gotta unplug it, and then the new one will come with this defroster, unless you get a plastic window which doesn't have a defroster. But if you do have a defroster, you'll have to plug it back in and bring the whole thing back into this sleeve piece right here. So one more note. Right, so when you remove the carpet on the 2 sides, you'll have these 2 pieces that I guess it's like a blocker or something, a bumper for the glass to sit on the two side of the carpet. So you gotta remove these two as well. So I'll try removing the nuts that I told you about on the back, and then afterwards I will remove these screws that holds the front bracket in place, so I can take out the soft top from the front. And also I guess that's where the strip has got some screw as well. But let me go ahead and do the back first. Well, so I removed these nuts. They are actually 10mm from those rails. There are 3 pieces of rail, one on the left, one on the middle, and one on the right. On the right, I put it on the other side of the car. So once you remove those rails, as you can see, you can push the back out. It's not completely done yet. There are 2 fasteners on the side, which I'll remove later. But one word of advice, right? So when you buy the top, there is something called a ring rail. I highly recommend you get it pre-installed. I buy it together. So I got this is the top that I have, the Sierra top. I got it from autotopsdirect.com, and it has an option for you to order ring rail as well, because you pretty much, I mean, I like for NA and NBs, probably be 20-year-old car anyways, and the existing ring rail will crack and break, so you might as well order a new one, have it pre-installed onto your top, so it'll be a lot easier. I guarantee you won't be able to use the existing ring rail. So yeah, so basically once I remove all the stuff from the back, and this will replace it. Like I said, I'm just gonna push this out. Got 2 fasteners right here. I need to remove it, and then the top will be completely free. And then after that, I will work from the front, where I'll take out the screws. So, all right. So like I said, there's a fastener on the side that holds the last, pretty much the last piece of the fastener, which is right here. Same thing as the other fasteners, you have to hold the carpet in place. You just gotta yank it out, and then you can remove the rest of the ring rail. I am going to do that. If not, just let me just stick a flashlight in there, and you'll see it. But basically, the rest of the rail, I've opened the top, it's a mess. But basically, the rest of the rail, you just gotta yank it out, you know, because it goes under. It goes under a little piece of flap. Hold on a second. Piece of flap right here. Let's see. Yeah. So when you put a new rail back in, remember to push it all the way against the sheet metal, or else you'll get ring inside your car. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fastener, and then try to see if I can show you what happened, and then I'll call it a day. All right. Okay, so very quickly, I have removed a bracket that goes all the way from here to over there that holds this the top in place in the front. And also I have removed the weather stripping, like you see on the other side, the weather stripping right here. Just yank it out. So basically this weather stripping, it just goes out like this if you just yank it. But there are 2 screws out front. You gotta remove it and keep it together, and also make sure you know that which is left, which is right. You don't want to mix it up, or else, you know, the way look at this one, the way this is the right side, right? So you got to make sure that the right side is correct, because it will affect the weather stripping. Make sure you got to know which is right, which is left. Make sure it goes all together. So what I'm gonna do is, I already removed the bracket up here. I'm going to remove all the stripping out front, and then afterwards I will remove this bracket that holds the weather stripping and the top in place. So once all these are removed, the top should come off, except for this one. I believe there's this one screw right here. You will need a like basically a socket style screwdriver. This last weather stripping is being held by one screw, Phillips screw, and then two plastic fasteners down here. So once we remove all of that, this should come right off, other than the wire that goes into the top on the side right here. So let me go ahead and continue removing everything. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, right? So the weather stripping, I removed all three of them, and I also went ahead and removed the metal brackets. So like right here, the stripping, the metal bracket's gone. Let me see if I can get some light. And let's see, you can see it. That's the screw I was talking about. Many people suggest removing the whole brace, the whole frame for the top. Once again, I'm lazy. I think you can just do so by removing that screw with something like this, like just a 90-degree screwdriver. I just stick it in and remove it. That should do. And then once I remove the screw, and that should be it. And then you see this rivets, just gotta drill them out, or somehow remove the rivet. If you have a grinder, I doubt you can grind it though. 1 second, the light's horrible. Alright. So basically the size, like just a piece of metal, right? So what I'm going to do is just drill them out. Once I drill them out, the top should come off. That's really the last piece that's holding the top in place. So all the brackets, all the weather stripping has been taken out. Yeah, and that's it. Now let me remove the screw, and next you should see just the frame itself when I remove the top. Or I'll show you. No, once I drill them out, I'll show you. All right. Okay, so what I've done is I've drilled out the rivet on this side. This is the rivet that holds the cable. It goes right here. That latches to I guess through the top and through the spring right here to the back, and its purpose is really to keep the top tight. And then two more rivets right here, which is in this one and this one. I drilled them out, and I believe there are two more underneath here. I can probably just lift the top back up just to get to it. Just to show you what I'm talking about on the other side. I haven't done the other side yet. My other side, like right here, this cable broke, so I'm going to replace it anyways. So this is the rivet that I'll be drilling out, and this one and this one. 3 rivets and then 2 more on the bottom. And on top of that, I'm going to cut this piece because this is the middle bowl that holds the top up together here. So I'm going to cut the cloth, and I'll just remove this. There's a plastic piece right here that goes into the groove. Kind of tough to get it out, but yeah, I'm not going to get it out. I was just going to cut it and then just remove it from top. So I will continue. Look, I know I said I am going to move the top forward to drill them out. No, but I figure I'm going to destroy it and I'm going to dump it anyway. So I just cut it and reveal the 2 rivets up here. Basically these 2 are the last two rivets that you got to drill out. Once you drill them out, the top will come off. And actually the top came off already for me already. I'm just going to drill out these 2 rivets and then remove the strap. Same thing for the other side. I just need to cut them out. The whole thing will come off. And once the thing comes up, you might want to clean everything because it's pretty dang nasty. Alright, we continue then. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is the drainage for the ring wheel. So what we have is the top that attach to the ring rail, and ring rail will channel water all the way across the back of the top to this little area. And through this hole, you see the wire I have sticking in there. The water from the rain will be channeled to this little kind of a gutter kind of looking thing, and then through this hole it will drain to the bottom of the car. You want to make sure you clean this out, because a lot of times for a 20-year-old car, the passage might be blocked. Even if it's not, this is the perfect time to clean everything out. You see the shaving, the metal shaving I just left in there through the drilling of the rivets. They're aluminum, you know, easily drill, but once you're in there, the whole opening is there anyways, so might as well just clean them out. And you see the wire, on the bottom. You might not see it, but basically I see the other end of the wire. That's where where everything comes out. So get a coat hanger, you know, just stick it in, make sure it's not blocked, everything is good. Vacuum everything, wipe everything down. I want to spray everything with like a cleaner, 409, whatever, just to clean everything, and then I'll put everything back together. Like I said, you don't want to start cutting things. This is the strap that holds for the NB. It's a glass window. This is the strap that goes here, and it's to hold this bowl back here like that, to you know, keep the I guess to hold up the glass window. So like I said, you don't want to start cutting stuff. You might accidentally cut this thing, and it'll be a pain just to put it back on or reconnect it. So this is what it looks like with everything removed. Yeah, I'm gonna start cleaning before I put everything back together. All right. Look, as you can see, I cleaned up as best as I could. Some of the dirt and stuff has been removed. You know, try to see if I can get you some light. There you go. Could probably be better, but whatever. I accept it. So right now I'm gonna, like from now on, I'll probably just start putting everything back together. Starting from the front, and then put the ring rail on the back first, without tightening all the nuts yet. Actually, I'll do the 2 rivets here first before I put the ring rail on the back, and then I do the side, make sure you stretch everything okay, and before I tighten everything. There are a total of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rivet on each side, including the one for the cable that goes on the side of the top. Just to make a note, so 5 on each side, right? Good thing that the hardware that I bought came with a bunch of rivets, but however, you still need your own rivet gun. I bought it from my dad, but if you can get it for like under $20 on Amazon.com. So you definitely need a rivet gun, and so that's it. I'll continue with the top installation. Alright, very quickly, before I install the top, I already rivet the cable in there. This cable is supposed to go through the side of the top, and once you go through the side of the top, like from here to here, and it will go down this hole. Once it gets down to the hole, it will bolt onto this nut right here. So actually stay out of the way, like this. So just quick update, the cable goes here. Like I said, my other cable was broken, might as well change both of them. So I already did that, and now I'm going to do the top. Right. Okay, very quickly, I installed a rail on the front. A couple of points. There come the rail, the little plastic piece that comes on the top has a lot of holes in them. You really only have 4 screws on this rail, so it's pretty easy. Once you put the bracket on, you should be able to see where the screw goes on. it's not, I guess it's not really stretched all the way. I can probably stretch it out some more and tighten it some more. But very thoughtful of them. The kit came with this little plastic piece or protector, not plastic, but final protector piece that where you can put on the end of the bowl, kind of to protect the top a little bit. And it has a piece of string right here so that you can line the wire through. So basically, alright, try to do this one hand, see if I can do it. So the wire comes like this with a little spring on the back. Hold on a second. Anyways, you get the point. There's a string here, and then you're supposed to put it on the back so it goes through the back. And again, it pops onto the end right here. So that's very convenient. Also, right here it has a little flap right here. So once you tie them up, put everything together, you see this little screw hole. You put it, I guess you put it here, and then you put the bracket on, so it will secure everything together, just to make it look nice and neat. It's a very good design. So far so good. So far I like it. But I'll probably just run the cable through the hole for today, and then I'll call it a day. So that's it. Okay, quick update. I actually end up removing the front again because I want to slip this piece into the groove right here, because with the front install, like with nuts and everything, it gets pretty tight, because really difficult. So I've loosened the front, took the bracket out so that everything got loose, and I slipped this piece back in there. And when you do it, make sure the you gotta fold it in like this, and you gotta make sure the plastic piece is facing the front of the car, or else it won't catch into the groove. So so for today, I'll probably just put the front back in and maybe try to put the front piece in, and that's it, and call it a day. Just picked the kid up from school, so I gotta spend some time with her. Alright, we'll do some more tomorrow. Thanks. Okay, so quick note, I might have made a mistake yesterday. Not might have, I actually made a mistake yesterday putting on the wire for the top. When I looked at it, actually when you rewind the video, you'll probably see it too. Was when I closed the top, I noticed there's this part of the top was tilted up like this. Right, so turns out when I was installing the wire, this is the old wire, right? So I'm using this as an example. So when I install it, I install it this way, where the wire it should have been like flush to the edge of the top. So instead of this way, I put it this way, so the wire was actually holding the top up, you know, giving it a huge crease. Can't do it now, but anyways, I end up drilling it out, re-riveted the wire to make it go this way again, so that now the wire is alongside the side of the top, so now it's more flush. So just a note before I move on. Anyway, so really like the design of the top now, the attention to detail. Like I'm about to work on the bottom part, because I already put the rubber pieces, the weather stripping here. The top two piece right here is already done. So it's just here now. But let's see if I can get some light. Right, so when you look at it, this side, right? So you see this crease right here? This is actually a pocket. The pocket is supposed to go into this plate right here. So when you put it in, the whole pocket is supposed to go here, and it fits perfectly. And once you put it on there, there's a bracket piece which came out of the top originally with a, you know, there's a screw where you have to use the 90 degrees socket with the screwdriver to remove the screw. This one goes on outside of the this little pocket right here, so just to secure the whole thing in place. So I'm really impressed with the design of this top. It's very nice. So, but anyways, at this point, this weather strip is done. The two side with the wire is already fixed. The front is done. What I'm gonna do now is there are still some rivets here and some rivets on the bottom, but I'm not gonna go ahead and do the rivets first, because if you mess it up, you gotta drill them out, so the rivet is gone. What I'm gonna do is I will do this pocket first, make sure everything is fits. That's good. Then I will do the two rivets here. That's good. I'll do the two rivets on the side, and that should be done. Well, I still need to put the weather stripping here as well. So once I'm done with all that, so the sides should be done. Now move on to the back with the ring rails. Okay, so that was a little quick note, so I will continue. Okay, so all the rivets are in place. So there was a slight change of plan. So originally I put this bracket in first with the screw right here. It took me a long time too, but after I did that, I realized when I put the rivet, I'll show you a little bit. Actually, this one right here, you can see one right here. Oops, one right here, and one right here, right? So two in the back. Like when I'm gonna lift it a little bit later and show you. When I put this in place, these two are actually very hard to get to, because the top is already in place. If you gotta go through it from the back, everything will pull. So anyways, and these two are the easiest. You can do these last. So what I did was I put two of these rivets first, and then I do the bracket here, and then I do these two rivets. Let me show you what I was talking about when I set the back rivet. Let me close this. Woo! Be careful and don't break the glass. Alright, so legs. Okay. I know the picture is like all over the place, but no, it's a tight spot. So right there, those two rivets, you have to get to it like from the back. So if everything is in place in the front, it'll be really difficult to lift this part up and just to get to it. Right. So what I did was I did those two first, then the bracket, and these two on the side. So what I'm going to do now is to install the last remaining piece, like this right here, the weather strip, the metal bracket first, and then the weather strip, and then the weather strip. These two should just push in, right? Yep, there you go. So then the sides would be done. They will be done, and then after that I will. Like you see this hole? Remember I said there was a black fastener on the side right here. It goes there. After I do that, and I'll just push all of these, the holes, these onto the studs right there, and then I can. Don't forget to push this part of the ring rail all the way against the sheet metal, because there's a little flap. It has to go behind the flap, or else the rain, once it drops, it'll drop to the side of the ring rail and go into the car. So that you don't want that. So just showing you step by step. Yeah, let me continue with the weather strip. Okay, so very quickly, I have installed the third weather strip on there. So you can see the rail, the strip, the two fastener, and also a fastener on the side. So these two are a little bit tougher because they are like diagonal. But what I did was I used a hammer just to push it in or hammer it in. So it's doable. Kind of messy, yeah, so let me see. What else do I have? So basically, it should be downhill from here, right? So it's just a ring rail going to the into the studs, and I'll put the brackets on. I probably will tighten it all the way, and then try to close the top. Some people say that, you know, when you do that, it will probably it will be very difficult to close the top. I'll have to see, because what they did was they did theirs using a vinyl top. This is a canvas top, so there might be a difference, but we'll see. So like I said, this should be downhill from here. So right now I'm just going to move on to the ring rail onto the studs. So let's continue. Okay, so quick update. I have installed the 3 rails onto the back of the top. I've actually completely tightened it, and now the top is pretty tight. Can't even close. So what I'll use later is probably a ratchet strap, just to get them close. So what I did was it's kind of tough. So but what I did was I pushed the ring rail against all the stuff inside first, and then I just before I put the 3 metal pieces in there, I secure all the stud with the bolt onto the ring rail, so just to get them stationed in place. And then after that I went ahead and try to, you know, push the ring rail again over the flap or under the flap, so that ensures that ensures that the ring rail is in there securely. And then I did the center metal piece first. I removed all the bolts again. While the ring rail is still on the stud, I put the center metal piece in there first and secure the first nut. And that makes it a lot easier. And then you go from you go from the middle stud, the left one, the right one, and then the bunch of ones in the middle. You secure all of those, and then you do the sides. Same thing for the sides. So right now they're pretty secure. The top is tight. So yeah, that's it. Right now I'm going to put the carpet back in. Carpet. Let me see. The carpet, the wind guard. Let's see. That should be it. The carpet right there. Put it back in with all the fasteners. The wind guard, and then I'll try to close the top, and probably use a ratchet strap to pull it tight just to close it. So yeah. Alright, quick update. The carpet is in. As you can see, all the fasteners and everything are in place. I think I'll hold off on the wind guard for now, because it only get in the way of stretching the top and just whatever, cleaning the glass, whatever. That can always go back in later very easily. It's just 4 screws anyways. So here's the top. Not yet closed all the way. It's very tight, but when you open it, it opens, you know, beautifully. It's not in the way of the roll bar. See, the roll bar's here. Everything's good. So I'm gonna try closing it. Oh, my wrist. It's killing me. So, like this, right? So I'm gonna use a ratchet strap to try to get them in place. So, see you in a bit. All right, final step. So this is what it looks like closed. So I had these ratchet strap laying around since forever. I never got to use it. Finally served its purpose. Love it. So now the top is closed, nice and tight, and the latch is in place. It's locked. Everything. So beautiful. I love how it stretches. So later I'll probably get a cloth and just clean out the glass a little bit, because my dirty hands is just all over the place. and maybe wash the car. The car's nasty, but look at it. It's nice and stretchy. Love it. I love it. I love it. I would buy this again over a vinyl top any day. I'm not sure about the blue. I mean, the blue still looks good, but the original is tan and it matches the car well. I'll probably get used to it. Let's see how it holds up, because they say that it guarantees the workmanship. So we'll see. So it's good. So that's it. Anyways, this I'll probably leave it up for about at least a month, because I don't drive this much anymore. So I'll let it stretch. But this is top Sierra Auto Tops and seat. I got it from autotopsdirect.com. Looks very good. I love it. So that's it. This is another video for me. Not much. Cool. See you guys later.